Ooh, that looks tasty. Haha, you call that a building? You call that a monument? That is hot garbage. You know what? Right now, there's a whole bunch of boats down there. Between me and you, let's see who can build the coolest stuff. And we'll do it in, say, 20 minutes. Let's go. Welcome, folks. Today, the Hungry Gamer is back with another game review. And today, we are talking about Imhotep The Duel. Designed by Phil Walker Harding, published by Cosmos, with art by Miguel Coimbra, and additional graphics from Michaela Kindly. Now, Imhotep The Duel is a two-player only game based on the game Imhotep, which is one I have not played. And what is going on in this game is you are attempting to outbuild your opponent and make cooler things in the city. And to do that, you'll be unloading stuff from these boats and then placing it in your tableau down here. And I have only set up one of the two tableaus to show you how it works, though obviously there would be two. Now, if you are not interested at all in how this game is played, you're going to want to jump ahead to the timestamp on the screen, right? Now, for those of us still here, this is what you are seeing in front of you. You have your 6 different boats, and on the boat, it is populated with these tiles. You may have things that go in a tomb, you may have obelisks, other action tiles, or pyramids or temples of the sun. And those are all the things that you can actually find in these tiles here and things that you can build. Additionally, each player has 4 workers that they can send out into the city to unload the boats. And in your tableau, you have various ways to score points. Each one is double-sided, so on this side, the first person to get 5 obelisks will get 12 points, and then if the other person does it, they only get 6, or on the other side, it's simply each obelisk is worth 1 point, whoever has the most gets a bonus of 6 points. And then you can see each one has something different on it and a different way that it works, and again, each has an A and a B side. Now, the game itself is actually pretty simple. On your turn, you have a choice of 3 things that you can do. You can place a worker into the city in one of these 9 squares. You can unload a boat if there are at least 2 workers in line with that boat. So in other words, this here could unload that line there, this boat, but could not unload this one because there's only 1 worker. Or you can play one of these action tiles if you have one. And so what's going to happen as you play is each player will go and they will be placing out their meeples into the city. And as they do that, they will be trying to get their choice of tiles to try to maximize their score. And so the way that works is, let's say white here was going to unload this boat. Wherever your meeples are oriented on these 3 spots in their line, that is what they collect from the boat. So this one here would collect this one would collect this. So those would both come over to the white player. The tile would just go to be used later, and the obelisk would go over here, and then these 2 would come off, and then you would take 2 more random tiles and put them into the boat, like so. Now, the other thing that could happen is you could have something like this, and then try to unload this boat. Well, there are 3 workers here, but they're from both player. That's okay. So let's say someone decided to unload this boat. Well, the white player would take this one, and then the black player would take both of those and would completely unload the boat. And I'll just put those over there. And then, again, we would refill the boat like so. And you get the idea of how that works. I will just point out that these action tokens here can do all kinds of different things, like take 1 tile right out just by playing that. And then in this particular case, if I were to take this 1 tile here, put it in my pyramid, I would then replace it from over there with 1. That's what those do. And you play until you are unable to refill the boats. If at some point a boat is empty and you can't refill it, the boat goes away. It does not return. And you play until there is the second to last boat has been emptied. At which time, once that happens, and you're down to only one boat, the game ends and you score. Scoring is very simple. You just add up whatever it is on each of these 4 tableaus you have and how well you've done, and you add a point for each tile that you have left. And that's it. That's how the game works. So what do I like about this game? I like that it has a good table presence to begin with. It looks neat out on the table, especially when you have 2 of these and you start building out your tableaus here. They just start to kind of build up, and it just looks really, really cool as you do that. And it really is a well done visual to let you quickly see how it is that you are doing. It's very easy to figure out how many obelisks you have because you're building it up higher and higher. See what you have here. It's just very well laid out graphically. I think it's great. There's something very enjoyable about playing with these little boats, filling up the boats, emptying the boats, and up, no more stuff, whoosh, get the boat out of there. It's just fun. But more importantly, I think these basic mechanics of the game, of the kind of chess match of trying to position your meeples in the spot to get what it is that you want before the other player comes in and snags it. And at the same time, you might be positioning yourself right here, hoping to get this, but then the other player figures out that maybe you're trying to do that, so they unload the boat going this way, and suddenly you get, in this case it would be the same thing, but you get maybe what you don't want, and now your meeple is off the board and you will have to start over trying to get there. And in the meantime, they may find a way to claim it on you. So the point is, for a relatively simple mechanic, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. And it's very fast. The last time I taught this game to somebody, I taught them how to play, and we played 2 or 3 games in an hour. It's just very, very quick. And as you get more familiar with the game, it goes even faster. Now, the last thing that I want to comment on that really makes this game work is the ability to flip these tiles over. Because what it does is it just keeps the game so interesting, because there's so many different combinations that you can do with these tiles. You can do all A's, all B's, mix it up. And if you really want to be crazy about it, you could have each player do something different. And then, of course, it'll just be all kinds of strategy and trying to figure out what it is they're trying to do with these various sides of your tableau here. So all of that, I think, is great. And I would be remiss if I did not point out that the box is very small. It's not taking up a lot of space, as you can see. And I'm always a fan of that. We know how much space board games can take up. So what are my quibbles about this game? And I only have 2. And the first one is that I don't know that the theme is fully realized here. I feel like there could be several other themes could be put onto this game. It would make just as much sense. And so I never really feel like it is specifically Egypt. And that's okay, because the mechanics of the game certainly do carry it and do make it very enjoyable. And the second thing I'll point out is this is not a game that you're going to have a game day built around. At its core, what this is it is more of a filler game than anything else because it's so quick. And yes, you can play it several times in an hour, which makes it a very good filler game, I think. But you're not going to create a game day around this specific game. But that's it, folks. That is my thoughts on Imhotep The Duel. I think this is a good 2-person game. There are a couple of these lighter 2-person variants of classic games out there, and I really do enjoy this one. I definitely think it's one of the better 2-person games out there. If you're looking for something that is quick and light and easy and has some good Euro-style game mechanics going on. So there you have it, folks. That is Imhotep The Duel. If I made any mistakes in the description of how to play, please let me know in the comments with a timestamp, and I'll get that into the Klingon subtitles. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.